I mean, I think it's going through YouTube. Somebody let me know. If anybody's catching this, let me know. If not, I guess I'll figure it out on the flip side of everything. And at the very least, it will be on the channel. This is the old refresh button, yeah. Anyway, okay. You know, apparently the PlayStation and YouTube are not communicating, so that's just going to be what it is, and I'm not going to worry about it anymore. Let's go make some straw pellets. So we got our molasses on board. We got the conveyor belt and the pellet maker. Sorry about that whip there. Go over there and get water. I almost forgot I needed water. Seems like it has a bigger trigger area for the water and molasses filling, so that's nice. Alright. If I remember, I need some room.
Alright, let's unfold that. Okay, let's see, is there any leg adjustments that need to be made? Looks pretty good. Now we gotta go get some bales out, and we need to get something to lift the bales with. Square bales, straw, let's go. We're not doing 24. Let's go 5. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna run over here and get the Swiss Army knife of the farm and just use that. Visibility's better. At least I'm getting alerts. Hey, I got rained out. About 3 o'clock it thunderstormed, and so 4:25 this morning, text come through that no work. So I'm doing this work instead. I can't get the computer to sync with the fact that I'm streaming, so it's been a little rough start. It's all good. They worked out with the straw pack coming through. I'm hoping they're more forgiving this time around with the feed, but it doesn't look like they are. Oh no, it did. It righted itself. I'm going to do a little volume change. I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Settings, oh, darn it. Let's get some volume change here because it's a little obnoxious. right. So far that's better than last version, because in 22 it wanted it absolutely perfect. Right on, sir. Enjoy your lunch. Take a breath and relax. Appreciate you swinging in and saying hi. The belt feed, yeah, the belt feed was not optimal last time. And we're not gonna go crazy with doing bales. I don't know if I'm saving. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm not, because we went from 1.2 million to 336 just buying stuff to look at. Alright, so we are going to change this bale. It wants to be, it's not a ton better than it was, but it's definitely not as bad. There we go. That's the tool selection I wanted. And of course it'll feed better the more better you put it in. I keep staring at that silly computer. I am not as technologically advanced as I probably should be. I can walk you through about anything on a PlayStation, but if it has to do with the computer, I'm lost. It's showing that I've got the stream up, but I can't pull up my chats or anything. I can't pull up the control panel. So if I miss a comment or don't see all of it, I apologize. So let's see what our numbers are looking like here. 18,000 liters of straw in so far, and we got 4,400 liters of pellets. Or no, my math isn't mathing. No, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. When in doubt, count. It eats quite a bit of the straw just to make some pellets. Got the Swiss Army knife out. Alright, this is something I know didn't work in 22, but we're going to try it here. I want to see if it will slide the top bale back and right onto it. Alright, buddy. Thank you. And try to have enjoyable rest of your day. But so far it's promising. Until it hit the front wall. Dope. Okay. That's gonna be hard to fix with them duals. That's gonna be tough. Oh, it's taken. It's taken. Oh, look at that. It got stuck on the bar. Okay, so stacking two is not going to work. Alright, let's see where these can be sold at. Okay, nice, pretty much everywhere. Alright, so the biomass heating plant, that's the big monster that we placed down. Third person, silly. So that's that thing. And you slap that down and you can sell your pellets there, or you can have your production of the little heating plant. Basically it just gives you put the stuff in, it gives you electricity. And then I know I had mine set to just sell in 22, and that's probably what I'll do in this too. And this is just a fool around and test out the new stuff, see how it compares to the last version, see if there's any major changes. I need to find my dump truck. I think that's in building 2. If I remember, I almost got squished between it and whatever Major was parking last night.
Door open. Hit the button. Silly goose. Somebody parked this in the way. Alright. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. And we're going to go ahead and shut that off there. We're just checking out the Straw Harvest DLC pack. Got the Primos 5000 and the shredder. Over here, and we got her loaded up. It looks like it's full. So we're going to offload and see how much 4.5 bales of straw give us. I am solidly parking everything in my own way today. Oh, belt height. I hope this is low enough. That's the adjustment for those wheels. That's the adjustment for that wheel. Oh, okay, there we go. You gotta get on the right tool. Okay, well at least I opened it up. Now I have my chat. Oops, I did absolutely miss that comment. Yes, it has the crane in the building. I just haven't made it over there to check that out yet. Alright, so for 4.5 and 4.25 pallets, the bales of straw, we got 9,000 pellets. Not too bad. Shut that off, shut that off. The truck's not here, so we'll just go with this. Then we'll go check out. Like I said, this is the biomass heat plant, or biomass plant. It's the cell point only. And there is the little production that makes electricity.
Alright, let's see what we got going on in here. Okay, I should have brought the dump truck and then, oh, you get today's output numbers, supply lasts for, so you know when you run out, you know how many you've made for the day. Nice. I suppose I need to go get the dump truck and bring it over here for seeing how the pallet machine works. I suppose I'll do that. Like I said, I didn't use this part of the pack last time, so it's kind of new to me. All right, so we gotta start it. Okay, so toggle crane tool. You can get loose product, pallet picker, and the clamshell. Okay. Alright, so the farm stick doesn't work. So you gotta do the controller. Okay, well that's not horrible. So it's R1 and left stick for moving around. R1 and right stick for up and down and twisting. And L1, R1 and right stick for opening and closing. Kind of collision get. Okay, there you go. At least they got the cables set just to floor height. That's nice. Okay, I actually like this control pattern. That's not too bad. Alright, enough of that. Let's go get that dump truck and get it in here and make some pallets or bags or whatever it is. Hello, Rax. Thanks for joining. Just checking out the straw harvest pack since I had a rain day. Figured why not. Let's close that window. There we go.
Yeah, it is actually. But luckily I knew what they were doing as soon as I clicked it. I'm like, oh, I gotta go to the dashboard into the game, download it separately, and then come in and use it. Alright, so I have no idea what I'm doing here because I've never used this production. I gotta dump it in the bin, don't I? Gotta dump it in the bin and then use the crane to put it in to make it into the pallets. Or not. Okay. What am I missing here? Now, correct me if I'm incorrect, but I should be able to force dump into the bin, right? Because I own the land, I own the building, I should be able to force dump. Yeah, that's where my mind's at. So the next option is I'm going to pull outside, dump it on the ground, and grab my loader and see if that does it. It seems kind of counterintuitive, but at the same time, the building doesn't really feel like it's set up for dump trucks to come in. If that makes sense. Single door narrow. So we're gonna go ahead and ground dump outside. Or this truck just doesn't have that option. That makes no sense. And this is all the stuff that would be left on the cutting room floor. Alright, so we'll go up and we'll dump this in the silo, I guess. Or is the... They wouldn't be that far behind... Oh, wait, it's giants. Could they be that far behind that they released this pack but didn't prep the actual game to accept pellets dumped on the ground? I'm not sure why that would surprise me, or wouldn't surprise me if that's the problem. They didn't prep the actual map or the base game to recognize pellets. It's almost that's my running theory right now, because I'm pretty sure I've ground dumped with this truck before. In fact, I know I have. I ground dumped rock with it just the other day.
So let's see. We're gonna do stones. Okay, there we go. And then we're gonna pull up here, and we're gonna unload here. We're gonna save a little bit of the stones. We're gonna go over here, and we're gonna dump at the production point and see. I'm really starting to think that that's the problem. Okay, we're in the same spot. I wouldn't let us unload the pellets, so let's drive inside and try to unload the rocks into the bins. Okay. Gonna continue the whole process. So, ladies and gentlemen, we now know that Giants did not prep their game to accept pellets on the ground. I'm going to further prove that by grabbing that loader and filling the bucket, and then try to do the same thing I just did with the truck. Oh, squeaky. Straw pellets. Seems like the municipal bucket might have a little bit of a texture imagery problem. Let's just lower that down. Yeah, I would say that the municipal buckets might have a texture issue where it's showing pellets as stone. Oh, wait. Did I? No, I muted that a long time ago. Can anyone confirm that my audio is actually working?
Hello? I think I was playing around with buttons I shouldn't have been playing around with. Okay. Standing by, sir. And we're off to test a theory. A wonderful theory of Oz. Okay, thank you, sir. Not a problem. I clicked the mute button on the computer, and I was pretty sure that that was just the computer's output audio. But then I started second guessing. So we are currently at the point where the municipal buckets have a texture issue that show straw pellets as stone, but at least it accepts it. And Giants did not prep their base game models for straw pellets to be dumped on the ground, it seems. Because I took the same truck and brought rock over and put it in the bin. So now we're going to try straw pellets out of the loader bucket. And that is a big, fat nope. So we're going to try dumping directly into the hopper. All right. So there you have it, folks. Oh, yes. Absolutely. I was kind of excited to actually move the pellets with the crane because of the never used it other than just a random test and then forget about it. But I'll be darned. I'm really not that surprised, unfortunately. Especially for as big of a deal as they made about it, you'd think that they would have it squared away. Alright, anyway, moving on. We're not going to let that sully the experience of testing. So 9,000 liters of pellets. And how many pallets will that make? Made 22 bags so far, so I mean the production moves along pretty nicely. My supply is going to last 11 minutes and 30 more seconds. It's like watching paint dry, but I can't help myself. Oh, you missed the good stuff, Majors. You can't ground dump pellets.
Ah, yes. Good call, good call. I forgot that was even an ability. I've got to have my stream up on the computer just to have the chat box, but I finally got that situated. Yeah, but you can't drop the pellets on the ground. No ground dumping, not even in here. But you can dump rock in here. So it definitely needs an updating. Can you sneak in here? Oh yeah, you can. I'm in danger. Oh, I am in danger. Ooh, gotta go. Yeah, it seems like they do not have the map set up for ground dumping. And the municipal bucket shows the pellets as rocks, but it still gives you the proper fill type when you're dumping, so that's minor. Alright, so we're gonna go grab... Oh, no, I don't want to be in the crane. I want to be in the loader. There we go. We'll go grab the Swiss Army knife real quick, and big momentous moment of selling our first pallet of pellets. If I can get out of the door. It's definitely too big of a machine for this. How did I wedge in here? Good Lord. Alright, there we go. Hey, don't you laugh at me for bouncing off the door frames. It's a rental. We're returning the whole production. Oh. And that right there is the only deer that I'll let in my barn. Take notes, Major. All right. And eat. Oh yeah, baby. Perfect timing. Okay, so a pallet is 2,000 liters. So that should make 4.5 pallets of pellets made off of 9,000 pellets. Pellets. Yeah. You can't ground dump the pellets. Yeah, oop. I should not talk and drive and stare at my passenger. Yeah, they didn't set the game up quite right. They didn't make the preparations for the fill type to be dumped on the ground. But they'll sell you a $350,000 building that you dump the stuff on the ground. You want to work?
Yeah.
All right. Have a good evening.
I will try.
All right.
Totally depends on how the picture goes.
Right. All right. So, okay. Okay. We better look at the list of where we can sell these things. Would that be bagged pellets? Okay. Go back to the list. This time we'll look for peas. Paper, parsnip, planks, long pot, potato chip, potato soup, prefab ball. So then, I mean, making a fella feel silly. I guess we'll put the pellet down one more time and then we'll go hit that trigger. Now technically it is just a sell wood trigger, but just to eliminate maybe Walter wants them. Okay. So they will sell here. Get off my forks. There we go. Oh, it'll come off. Okay. Well, that's a thing, and it happened. So far we are no ground dumping, and the pallets will not sell at the biomass plant. Get this truck out of the way. Yes, that's so this building here is the biomass, and then you got the little one like we had in 22. So my next object is I'm going to grab whatever gets made in this 3/4 of a bale, and we'll see if we can sell the loose. The biomass is part of the package, but yes, there's going to be some texture updates, like the municipal bucket. Not game breaking, but when you put the pellets in, it looks like rock. But that biomass is part of the straw. Yeah. As is the building that you can't ground dump the straw pellets in. So let's see. Oh my goodness. If I open my eyes, I might be able to see what I'm doing. Exactly. So close, but... And I was kind of excited to use the dang crane. I do like the controls of it. It's pretty smooth. You can be pretty quick with it. Alright, so let's see. Oh, we dumped it all. Okay, so it takes loose, but it won't take pallets. And the biomass is solely a sale point. So it will, let's see here, I might as well just pull it up again. Boom, 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 boom. Productions. Selling point. Alright, biomass heating plant takes... Oh, they're really kind of serious about... No, but it was still straw pellets. But they were in a pallet. Anyway, straw, bales of straw, bio bales, trees, again, round bales for straw, and wood chips. I'm pretty sure that's part of this. Let's do a check. You know what? I could be wrong. Because this actually
tells you that it's part of the straw harvest pack, so I could be mistaken. Yeah. That must be, is that base game then? The pellet heat plant, that's over there, and it is labeled as, that's that. I was under the impression, but now that I'm looking at it closer and more in depth, I'm realizing that I don't think the biomass heating plant that I've got highlighted for, it's $120,000. I don't think that's part of the pack now that I'm really looking at it. I think that's base game. Yeah, it does not on this one. And that's what I went down to. I went down to the production for the little deal to double check that it had the pellet heat plant has the straw harvest pack mod in the description on the construction menu, and that I believe so. You can put the straw if it's like 22. I've got to make some more pellets to prove. But if it's like 22, you can put the pellets in feed or use the straw for bedding. So we'll look at we can choose some straw into the pigs, and we have space in the cows. So let me grab a couple more bales. And we will grind them up and find out. Gotta be square bale straw. Let's do 5 again. I believe it just goes as bedding though, the straw. So we are going to check that right now. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I think the hay pellets will work in the feed. I do not think so. Yeah, go to construction and then go to the animal pens. So you can feed them hay pellets. Let's go to sheep. You can feed your sheep hay pellets, and
Pigs, they don't want no hay pellets. Horses can go hay or pellets, and cows can go hay or pellets. I think I've got some square bales of hay, so we can check that too. Or I can just drop a fat line on the driveway and put it through the traditional baling or traditional pickup method. Yeah, unfortunately, there is no nutritional value to straw per se. Let's see if we can bump this and get it moving the way we want it to. I bumped it too good. Yeah. There we go. So we'll do 3 bales of straw and verify that you can dump them in the animal pens for bedding. And then we will do 3 bales of hay and verify that they can be put in to the pens for food. I suppose I should also verify whether or not the hay pellets are allowed to be ground dumped. I doubt they will be. I don't think there is any. I mean, you get a little bit of molasses, so on a realistic level, they get a little bit of sugars from the molasses and whatever else minerals that are in the molasses. But I would suppose storage might be simpler. But other than that, you'd have to, I would have to know more about it and actually research it and look into it. But I would imagine that there is some bump, real life, but in game there's no dang difference. Square bale straw, silage. Nope, I only have round bales of hay, so we're gonna do a different methodology. Might as well get a full bucket. Or close. All right. All right, so Un momento. I'm being... do I want to use this one? Alright, we're going to have to try to be really, really careful to not use all of the straw in one spot. Okay, it shows you, yeah, I don't, in real life, there is probably some sort of benefit with the sugars of the molasses and whatever else mineral-wise is in the molasses. In the game, other than storage consideration, I don't think there's any benefit to hay pellets over loose hay or bales. Alright, fun fact is the pellets will show as whatever the last product you had in the bucket. So right now it's showing as hay because that's what was in there last. So I guess it just goes by whatever was there last and runs with it, and that's fine. We're going to go first person, thank you. We got a snaggle, right? I would love to tell you, but you can't ground dump, so you can't force that situation unless I were to dump it in the silo, and then, but I don't think it does. Alright, so let's give, yeah, you can't ground dump, period. I tried in the field, I tried in the production. Alright, so dang it, I didn't check my numbers as I was doing this. Alright, we got 36,526. So we'll throw a little bit more in there. 26, whatever. We'll do so I'm just dumping pellets in here for no reason because straw level is 36,526. So we're gonna add this to 36,536. So 3,6,536. Okay, now we're going to go back in here. Oh, 526, my bad. Anyhow, irregardless, I just threw away over 1,000 liters of straw pellets because it'll let you dump them there. Yeah, I've absolutely stayed away from precision farming. I almost turned it on today, but since I have it now, I was like, yeah, no. Alright, piggies is the next one. So we're going to try them real quick. And we're going to get our notepad out here. Piggies are at 44,249. Right racks fixed the game. I mean, they've had it's been almost a year now, and there's still things that, you know, it's like, well, really? That's just still a problem? I just, here in the last, I think after the last update, I finally got manure to work. Alright, so we don't want to fill that trailer. So we're going to try to be bucket snipers. Alright. 44, 249. No change. So don't dump it in your animal pens because it's a waste. And I'm going to imagine that the hay pellets will be the same situation. Angry face indeed, sir. Angry face indeed. I suppose we better go make sure that this thing over here works. And actually, I'm going to go into this, and I'm going to make this go away because it's not actually part of the pack. It is just base game. So there. Now we don't have to drive around it anymore. Alright, so it accepted, and that's doing what it needs to do. Click that, yep, okay. And actually we're just gonna change output mode. Okay. Why give me the option to change output mode if it's just gonna direct sell anyway? Okay. Okay, we got plenty of molasses, plenty of water. And we're going to go to that, and we're going to fold that. So we're going to do it old school dirty to make our straw pellets, or our hay pellets, sorry. Yeet.
I don't know, this tractor ain't enough. I gotta go get a different one. Actually, I'll just go bump its horsepower. Customize and if you're gonna go, you might as well go big. I had the controller in my hand. Is that better? And my cord might have been rubbing the mic. All right, good. Good. Thank you. I know how obnoxious that can be having somebody's bad mic. So I appreciate the heads up. I think they might have the horsepower ratings off a wee bit. It claims to only want 350, and I just put the tractor up to 400 and something. So I've got almost 100 horsepower on it. And she sure does drag it down. If I'm not mistaken, you can use hay pellets in TMR. At least you could in 22. Almost certain of it. Alright, so let's check what the sheep numbers are. What is that going to register as? I guess it's gonna register as grass, right? We're gonna find out. So we got 5,770. Okay, so it does count for hay pellets, count in the sheep pen.
And if they count in the sheep pen, I have no doubt that they'll count in the horse and cow as well, but we're gonna run over to the horses and find out. Let's see, horse, 7,032. Oh, hee. Steer away from the barn. All right, and it works in the horses. So at least we got something going in the right direction. All right. What else do we need to check? Oh, might as well go. No, that doesn't burn hay pellets. It only does straw and wood chips. So we don't need to check that. It wouldn't hurt to check if the hay pellets can be dumped on the ground. I'm going to take a moment and go get a water and be right back. All right. Let's jump in the tractor. Okay, so no ground dumping out of that, but I don't know that you can discharge out of that anyway to ground. So we'll just grab this other loader. So there might be something to that bucket reset thing. But even the Primos was making it look like straw coming out. At least it looks like pellets in there now. But still they're tan instead of the green. Oh well. No ground dumping for the hay. The 120 fits in this shed a lot better than the 180 did.
Yeah, probably not.
And in the background, you hear my little buddy, and he's over there just having his. What was that? And what's that from? FNAF? FNAF meme? Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I thought too, but it absolutely will not. It shuts the L1 R1 triangle dump anywhere but option off on the truck, you know what I'm saying? Where you can force dump it, it's not even an option in the controls. Alright, so what else do we need to check on here? The hay pellets register as grass in the animal bins, so it does register as food. The straw goes into the little heating plant like it's supposed to. I found out that I was mistaken in the beginning with that whole biomass building. That was not part of it. So I hope that doesn't mislead too many people. And I hope they watch long enough to realize that I realized I was wrong. No ground dumping. So the building is kind of worthless other than straight pouring your product in, and let's be honest, that's a little consuming because you have to constantly tend it to make it. Production speed seems pretty good, so at least there's that. What else am I missing? Straw does not count in the animal pens for straw. Oh, thank you. I looked briefly for it earlier, didn't find it, and abandoned the search. So, yeah, that's right, because it's technically a silo, isn't it? Because it's pallet Yeah, there we go. Yeah. No, not do that. Do this.
Here's fun.
Right? I'm almost certain. Yes, okay. So that leads to more testing because, well, no. We've already figured out that ground dumping is a map problem, not a building problem.
Oh, thanks.
So no matter how many buildings you throw down, this isn't like I'm gonna have to go get no, I have triggers on, so right, that's what I was just thinking in my head. This does not seem, this is not right. It's because it wasn't. Nerd. Okay, I got this. No, it's just down one. Bale and pallet storage. Stores harvest pack. Holds 1,000 pieces. I don't.
He's trying to.
Here you can store straw pellets and hay pellets. With the crane, it's easy to fill your machinery.
I have height all this.
And then this is the bale and pallet storage. Yeah. That's a good capacity. But the rate at which it makes the pallets is that's what I was just working through when I realized I had the wrong building. We've basically figured out, I'm absolutely 100% willing to try it, but it leans to an absolute map problem versus building. So I don't think it matters one bit what building you throw down, that it's going to be the same issue for all of them, because the map just won't render the product on the ground. The game won't render the product on the ground.
Yes, with the new app, the onward cutter for upper 9 million.
It's sort of like the compost on my 22 map, where the update to actually allow it to dump on the ground was non-existent. I need to make more. I might have some straw pellets still in here. I don't think so though. We're gonna find out.
I have a dangerous weapon. Call it stop.
Oh, hi. I'm at the dump point, not the pickup point. Okay. Safe travels, my boy. I gotta make more.
I fell into the water and I respawned way outside the map and is now instantly falling into an abyss. Help me. Please help. just a picture. Alright, good.
And skedaddle over and pick up the tractor. Let's take a moment to appreciate them hogs. Actually, yeah, we'll just go around the building. Doo-doo-doo. Somebody's lying on their spec sheet, because I got almost 430 horsepower, and this tool only supposed to only need 350. She sure is working it. We're going to test whether or not we can ground dump in the storage building. Standing theory is no. It seems to be a map versus building issue. But to be fair, we're going to try it. I think we're going to drive in this other building and still not be able to dump.
I'm back. Did the conflict get peacefully resolved? Did the conflict get peacefully resolved?
Yeah, I wonder. Oh, okay. I was wondering if maybe that box out area was like a dump point, and maybe it was being particular, but it is not.
Okay. So, we know that doesn't do what we want it to. Oh, yeah, I just picked up the... I need to buy a proper set of headset. Apparently my jacks on my controllers are all wearing out. Hopefully that's better now. Let's go ahead and sell that. And that will give us the money to perfect, thank you. Give us the money to place that. Yep, nope. Hold on. I think I'm gonna have to buy a new set of headsets.
That's why we use the hook.
Alright, so as long as I don't touch the controller, I'm good. Oh, it's still there. Okay. Well, maybe this is where I end the stream because I'm not gonna rattle people's eardrums. Okay. I'm not picking it up on the computer. Let's try the phone. It, yeah, let's see. Mute that. Pick this up. And the wife texted me, she's going shopping, so I sent her a text that I need a wireless headset. We'll see how that goes. Okay, doo-doo. Alright, so look at feedback for a second. Alright, there it is. Alright, so look at feedback for a second. Oh, that's horrible. Why is it doing it? I very much apologize for that ruckus. I don't know what's causing it.
For the music that's playing right now, where the music that plays in movies and everything. I don't know what's causing it. For the music that's playing right now. Yeah.
Okay, let me get this out. I'm gonna try one more thing and then I might just end it. I'm in mute here.
Alright, trying this again. She didn't say no right out the gate. She asked what I needed a headset for. And so we'll see how that goes. Is the audio any better, or is it still just garbage?
Me casually trying to figure this out.
Alright, so we are going to go ahead and look at this building while we're still mucking about with the audio. And realistically, I think this is the last piece anyway.
Men or simple.
Okay, good. It might have been, I turned the fan off. That's the only other thing, but it was far enough across the room and it's been on the whole time. But yeah, I've got some homebrewed engineering on the current headset I have, so okay, so it's basically the same as it was before. Can you turn lights on? I bet they're automatic. Oh, nope, there they are.
Fan! Escape!
All right.
Oh.
I can't think of anything else with this pack that we need to look at. I mean, we could go look at the balers. I haven't touched on those at all. But I think those are kind of self-explanatory. You put your consumables in it and you run it. The only things that would probably have questions is what we went through. So to recap, Giants needs to do a little update so that we can ground dump. We can ground dump in the buildings. The very first building I put down is in fact not part of the pack. It is, from best I can tell at this point, base game. So the biomass building, the huge one, is not part of the straw DLC. I was mistaken with that. No ground dumping. Straw does not count in the animal pens. Hay, pellets do count in the animal pens. I wonder if it counts. Okay, we're gonna try straw pellets in my TMR mixer. So let's see if it counts as straw, like it should. Yep, all right.
Oh wait, maybe I'm wrong. Oh no, it was right. Dinosaurs, pyramids, castles, space.
Let us see if it'll let me dump. Nope. No ground dumping whatsoever. I think that concludes it. I'm gonna do complete reload because I'm not gonna have all that money burned up. We went from 1.2 million to 73,000, so we're gonna go ahead and close, and none of this will have ever happened. And then I think I'm just gonna do some chores around the farm. So I appreciate everybody checking out. Any questions before we shut her down? Anything you want checked? Otherwise, I think that's got it.
Don't make me find all the names.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And thank you for stopping by and taking part. I hope this saved you some time in your own endeavors. Having somebody else test sometimes is a little bit more convenient. So I appreciate everybody showing up, hanging out. Hope it helps. And until next time. I gotta figure out how to shut the dang stream off. Okay. I say all my goodbyes. All right. That's it. I'm done. Thank you for watching, and for the other people that watch afterwards, I hope this helps, and take her easy. All right. Bye.